What's up, Alcien Wrestling fans? Thank you guys for tuning in to this month's edition of the NXT Takeover in your house pay per view preview. It's Navarro here as always. And man, I've been very excited and very eager to make this podcast because it's an NXT Takeover pay per view this Sunday that's taking place. Um, in my opinion, NXT right now is at its prime, and every time that we get an NXT takeover, it's always a stacked card. Ever since their first NXT takeover, NXT has been on a roll ever since it began, in my opinion. And every time there comes an opportunity for me to talk about NXT and their pay per views and their stacked cards that they do, I'm all for it. So let's get started. Now, in my opinion, what a better way to open up this week's NXT Takeover pay per view than to have Damian Priest versus Finn Balor in the opening match of this Sunday's pay per view. Now, I don't know how the order is going down this Sunday, but in my opinion, this would be a great way to start because this storyline for a change I've been very involved in. I've loved watching every segment that they do, every match that either superstar gets involved in, whether it's Damian Priest getting involved in Finn's matches or Finn getting involved in Damian's matches. You can tell that they're very involved in the storyline, and it's gonna be a great match, I'm sure. Um, like I said, the best way you can open this pay per view is with these two tearing the roof off the place. But yeah, now in questions as to who wins the match, I kind of see it going both ways. If WWE wants to kind of give Damien, um, like, I guess like a push, this would be a great way to start. Um, he's been in great storylines before when it comes to his matches with Dillian Kane and or Killian Dane. Sorry, I always forget to. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but and with Pete Dunne. Now those three superstars when they had their match at NXT Takeover, um, that was a very good match. I definitely like Damien's way of wrestling, kind of like a dominant side. Um, and yeah, dude, I see Damien going far in NXT, and if this is how his career is barely taking off, when with him having been in on TV in the eyes of the NXT fans on TV, I can only imagine how he's going to be pushed or booked in further storylines developing from this one. Now Finn, in my opinion, um, he's also a great superstar. Don't get me wrong, but I've always been confused ever since he went back to NXT on whether he's heel or face, whether his goal was to go for the NXT title or not. Because I don't know. I feel like right now, the producers down in NXT or the creative team in NXT, they kind of don't know what to do with Finn, and they've been placing him within these storylines. If it's not with Velveteen, it's with Damien. If it's not with Damien, it's with another superstar. I was liking the rivalry that he had with Walter. Um, I definitely felt like that storyline could have gone further. But with the whole COVID-19 pandemic that's going on right now, I understand that may have been the reason why they kind of scrapped that storyline. Probably not for forever, but for now, I can see why they did that. But I don't know. I kind of have been wanting or hoping that the creative team down in NXT really just gives Finn like a a strict storyline, where they know what he's doing. This is a great storyline. In my opinion, it's just I'm confused on whether he's what route they're deciding to take with Finn. But nonetheless, this match is I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like I said, it's gonna blow the roof off the place. Um, and I can't wait to see how it turns out. Now, the next match on the card, we have the North American champion Keith Lee defending his North American championship against Johnny Gargano in a one-on-one match. Um, in my opinion, my thoughts on this match is it's a great match. I'm not taking anything away from it. I was under the impression that given how this storyline has been developing, I thought it would have been a mixed tag team match at first in the first NXT Takeover where these two would square off. I believe that it was going to be a mixed tag team match with Mia and Candice, but because in my opinion that would have been a great way to start um, to actually give this storyline a proper push. Um, in the mixed tag team match, possibly we could have possibly had Johnny and Candice pull out a victory, kind of like a cheating kind of in a cheating kind of way, because they are the heels of the storyline, and then with developing with the year developing, we could have had, you know, Johnny was like, well, I've beaten Keith multiple times, pinned him with a whether it's Candice beating Mia or pinning Mia or Johnny beating Keith, kind of like in that way developing the storyline. Um, but nonetheless, I believe that this match is going to be a great match. I love both of their wrestling styles. Keith Lee, every time he shows up to either do a promo or do a match, he gives it his all. Same thing goes to Johnny. One of my favorite storylines that Johnny has been obviously with Tommaso. Every time him and Tommaso go at odds, they tear the roof off the place. Every time Keith Lee goes at odds with somebody like um, with Dijakovic, uh, he tears the roof off the place. But yeah, even though I wanted the mixed tag team match first, and then later times we can get this one-on-one match. I still think it's going to be a great match. I'm very excited for it. I got a feeling Keith is going to pull out the victory because, like I said, this storyline has to evolve. It just can't be like this match and then you know possibly get Keith or Johnny called up. No, this storyline, in my opinion, has to take its time and fully develop in NXT because it's a great storyline and yeah, I'm very excited to see how it turns out. I can't wait to see how it turns out. Now, the next match on the card, we have the NXT Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair, defending her NXT Women's Championship against Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match. Now, as of you all know or should know by now, I am a huge women's wrestling fan. But, and this is going to be one of the first times that I do this, maybe the only time, where I rant. Um, in my opinion, yeah, it may have been a smart move to give Charlotte the title for rating wise down in NXT, but why the hell would anybody think, other than ratings, um, why would anybody think that it was a great idea to give Charlotte Flair the NXT Women's Championship? The woman has literally done everything in NXT, on Raw, on SmackDown. The woman is in her prime. She's even faced Trish Stratus at SummerSlam. Why in the hell would you give her the NXT Women's Championship? I understand it's to give NXT the spotlight, but we have so many great superstars down in NXT. We don't need to bring down Charlotte Flair to the NXT roster. There is no point for that. There's so many great female talents on the main roster. They just need to book them correctly. Charlotte Flair does not need to go back down to NXT. Charlotte Flair needs to stay on the main roster, either help push, help put over other females on the main roster, or get her ass kicked and sell amazingly like she usually does. She didn't need the NXT Women's Championship. Um, Rhea and Io could have done great without her in that storyline. I would love to see Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley in a one-on-one match for the NXT Women's Championship at NXT Takeover in your house. There's no point, in my opinion, for Charlotte Flair to even be holding that Women's Championship other than ratings. Um, don't get me wrong, it's going to be a great match. There's, I'm pretty sure there's many spots that'll be where we can be like, okay, she deserves the NXT Women's Championship. But Charlotte Flair, in all honesty, did not need that Women's Championship. I don't know what is up Vince's ass that he thinks if the women's division is failing, just insert the Rick Stoddard into the storyline. He did the same freaking thing with Becky and Ronda at WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair did not need to be in that match either. Charlotte Flair needs her own damn storyline. She doesn't need to be inserted in anything else. She needs to develop her own storylines, and it's not her fault. It's not her fault. I understand. Um, your job is your job, but damn, I'm getting really tired of a situation where we have a great storyline, and all of a sudden, Vince just wants to insert Charlotte Flair in that storyline. He didn't need to do that with Ronda and Becky, and he didn't need to do that back down in NXT. Charlotte Flair needs to stay in the main roster. She doesn't need to go to all three shows. She needs to stay at a SmackDown. If she's gonna be on Raw, she needs to stay on Raw, and help those women, you know, get their pushes, get over, get liked by the fans. You know what? That's enough of me ranting. Sorry about that. We're here to talk about the NXT Takeover pay per view, and this match is happening whether I like it or not. Um, like I said, Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley, they're two very great female superstars down in NXT. I'm pretty sure this match is gonna go off without a hitch. Possibly match of the night with all three superstars in the caliber that they are. I can see this being as the match of the night. I'm not trying to rag on the other matches, but hey, I'm a huge women's wrestling fan, and it is what it is. Now, do I see either Io or Rhea Ripley winning? No, I'm gonna be honest. I don't see them winning. It would be awesome to see either or win just to get the title off Charlotte, but the way that viewing the way that this is going on, I don't see Charlotte losing the title anytime soon. Um, Either way, I'm pretty sure NXT Takeover in your house will not disappoint with this match either. Um, so yeah, we'll just have to wait to see how this match plays out. Now, following the triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship, we have the NXT Championship match where Adam Cole will be defending his NXT Championship against the Velveteen Dream. Now, for this match, there's nothing much that I could really say other than I really hope NXT and its creative team finally gives Velveteen the NXT Championship. Whoop-de-doo, Adam's already the longest reigning champion. Congratulations, Adam. Now it's time for you to either go to another company or go up to the main roster. I feel like it's time to see Velveteen Dream truly shine in NXT, and what a better way than to give him the NXT Championship. He already had one chance, or one shot that I remember against Tommaso, um, and I seriously thought he was gonna get the championship back then too. This time, I hope the that NXT does not play with my emotions and just throws away another opportunity when it comes to Velveteen. Um, I feel like there's nothing else for Velveteen to do in NXT other than either win the NXT championship, win the tag team championships with somebody that I don't even know, a tag team partner that nobody knows he may have, or move him to the main roster and give him a championship there. But man, the creative team needs to do something with Velveteen. And what a better way, like I said, to actually do something proper with Velveteen than to give him the NXT championship. Adam Cole already has the longest reigning championship reign. Now it's time to just, all right, Adam, you go up to the main roster, kill it up there. I'm pretty sure you'll be used properly. And if not, just release the guy so he can go make history in another company that I'm pretty sure he will probably be used properly up there if he's not used properly on the main roster. But in my opinion, this match will be one of the best matches of that card. It'll be very. I'm very excited to see how this match plays out because I'm a huge fan of both of these superstars. Don't get me wrong. I just want to see Velveteen holding that championship. I believe he deserves it, and I got a feeling that this Sunday that will happen. And in the final match of the NXT Takeover in Your House pay per view, we have Karrion Kross against Tommaso Ciampa. Now, as of June 3rd, this is, in my opinion, this should be the main event of the card because the way that I've been seeing it, Karrion Kross has been being booked amazingly, just like I expected he would. Come in, destroy a few people, face a big star in NXT, and continue your reign of terror until you get what you want, which is that NXT championship. And if Tommaso's his first victim, then it is what it is. Tommaso has been booked very great down in NXT, but I feel like through time, a superstar has his run down in NXT, and what a better way to go out than to have a great match with somebody that, in my opinion, can fill his shoes down in NXT. In my opinion, it's time for Tommaso to be moved up to the main roster, like Adam Cole, like I believe Dijakovic, like Matt Riddle. All these superstars have their great runs down in NXT, and now it's time to go up to the main roster. Now, do I see Karrion Kross losing this match? Absolutely not. It would be a very low way to start your NXT career with losing at one of their awesome pay-per-views. Um, do I see? Like I said, I don't see him losing this match. I see Tommaso finally riding off into the sunset, aka. Now, as of June 3rd, that has been all the matches that have been confirmed for this Sunday's pay per view. Um, Now, if there are more matches added onto the card, um, I won't be able to predict them. But I believe, what is it, on Saturday I will post my predicted winners predictions on Instagram. where you will see my final thoughts of who wins each match. I believe that all five of these matches are going to be awesome. I believe, in my opinion, that if you add another match, that's just gonna take time away from these matches. So I really hope NXT keeps these five matches as the official card and doesn't add any more. Um, but if they do, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, NXT has a tendency of always blowing the roof off the place, um, whether they have fans or not at the stands. I'm pretty sure now that they will because recently they've been making some of their new talent come in and act like fans and get involved with the shows. But either way, I'm very excited to see how this pay per view as a whole turns out. I'm already counting down the days. We're still very far ahead. We're very far apart from Sunday, um, but all we can do is wait. Um, that has been it for this podcast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see, or you'll hear from me back next week when I do my backlash predictions or my preview of that card, and you'll you'll definitely see more of me as well with further projects that I have been planning to do, whether it's podcasts or on other YouTube channels. You'll definitely be seeing more of me, like I said, and like I may repeat this again, but thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next time.